Well, hello. I'm back as promised. I'm sorry that all you're seeing is the top of this cutting machine. I'm going to keep the camera view that I usually have. So the other day I did a video showing you guys my Lucy clay cutter. Today I'm using the other one, the other model that I have. So I'm going to go onto my phone and do a video from there. This is the guillotine one. Remember, I couldn't think of the word. So this is the one that I'm using today. It's not really a good one because it's taller than that other one. So I couldn't really get it into the film like I wanted to, but I actually just want to show me covering the egg. So now back up here. I'm just going to move this to the side. Remember, this is the egg that I was showing you the other day that I had a fail on, one of my mini fails. So I really like the shape of it, even with the fail, because I just used, I think it may have been on a number 4. This clay was that I covered this with, but you see the pattern got all out of whack and everything. I think I saw somebody on YouTube, I can't remember who it was, but they were doing a dragon egg, but it was beautiful. It was nothing like this little pattern that I made. It actually looked like scales. It was just beautiful. So I was trying to do something like it, not exactly the same thing, and this is what I ended up with. And remember this beautiful piece of cane I was telling you about that I made from Donna Kato? It's actually her Starry Night, and it has the stars in it. You could probably see it better on this video now than you did the other day, but it's really pretty. So I'm going to get it together. It's okay because it's been a couple of days now, and I didn't really want to make it shorter than the egg, so I'm not going to really mess with it anymore. My phone keeps disturbing me because I have some Applebee's coming from Uber Eats, so I keep getting these dings. Hopefully, I don't know, hopefully I can edit them out. But we're going to put this in a Lucy clay slicer and slice as thin as possible to try to cover this egg. I'm going to put some poly paste on the egg to help the cane stick to it more as we go. And poly paste doesn't dry because it's polymer clay, so you have to bake it for it to dry, but it just makes it less messy for me that if I just put on a little poly paste, you know, as I go with my strips. So hopefully this will come out how I want it to come out. So I have put, let me do this on the phone again. I have put, and I'll just take it out and show you, this behind the clay because you see how thick it is. So it's giving me some room to come up, for the clay to come up to meet the cutter. So it's because the cane that I put in there is kind of skinny, so it wasn't enough to meet the cutter. But I'm almost there. I wish you could see this, but I can't. So let's keep the egg in view, what I'm trying to do. And I didn't get the poly paste. I've really gotten into my craft. I really make some, I believe, some gorgeous things now. I'm into assemblage jewelry now. I've had a video. I'll put some of the things that I've made up in pictures to show you where I've come from maybe, and where I am now, or maybe just where I am now, to show you some of the things that I make now. And I really love my arts, both the assemblage and the clay, and I also do beading. And when you are art, or you're making you're an artist, or you're making something handmade and it's coming out of your mind, the design is yours, or your time and your effort that you put into it, you want your real name attached to that. So because of that, the last channel name. So it probably says, I don't know at the time I put up this video, Rosa's Clay Play. But it's like that because that's the name that I was going to give the channel, but I work with more than clay. Clay most of the time, but as I said, I do assemblage jewelry, I do beading sometimes. So I didn't want to just bottle myself up in that clay play. So it's actually Rosa's Handcrafting Utopia. And Utopia is just a fantasy world that is just a perfect scenario. You don't have to think about anything because you're in that perfect space where only you can be and where you are loved and where everything is perfect. And we know that's not the real world, but that's what handcrafting and the clay and everything does to me. I'm in my own beautiful world where I make beautiful things where nobody else has to even appreciate them but me. So that's my utopia. So Rosa's Handcrafting Utopia. So I did all that and I haven't even touched the egg. Let's try to cover this egg now. And I was going to use poly paste. This is not poly paste. This is actually liquid clay. Because I couldn't find my poly paste, but I know I have 2 little jars of it around here somewhere. So I haven't done anything to the strips. I said I was going to cut it off, but I just want to let you know I haven't done anything to the strips except cut them off. I didn't run them through the pasta machine or anything, and I didn't do that because I don't want these lines to go out wider. I want them just like this, and it's not really that thick. It's like on the pasta machine that would probably be a number 4, I think, about a number 4, and I have an Atlas 180, so it's not too thick to make the egg really big, but I think I like that. So we are just going to try to cover it and try to be neat about it. That's one of the things that I learned watching Donna Kato, is that I needed to be neater than I am. I really rush through some of my projects, and then I'm upset afterwards because they look like this egg came out. So I need to be more mindful when I'm doing my projects and not trying to rush to an end. I don't think for this I'm worried about the stripes going awry. I don't know if I should be worried at this point, but we'll see. Let me bring you down a little bit more and back up so you can really see. There you go. I don't know if I was in frame. I'm gonna have to watch this. Hopefully I was. It's curving in a little bit, but like I said, I don't think I mind that. I don't think I mind. It's too bad I wasn't a little bit more intentional because I kind of like that. I don't know why I keep going out of frame. If I would have been more intentional, that actually would have been a nice little pattern for the egg, but we'll see how it comes out. Now that's one thing with me and my clay projects. I really just let the clay do what the clay is going to do. For the most part, I'm never really intentional with any of my projects. So, you know, there we go with that. But the thing is, clay is so beautiful, and some of the patterns you can get out of clay are so beautiful that you can be unintentional with whatever you're making, because the clay is gonna do what it do, baby. I got that from Jamie Foxx from the Ray. It's gonna do what it do, baby. But yeah. So we got that. I'm gonna flip it over. You see those sparkles? I hope you can see that. It's so pretty. We're gonna flip it over because, you know, I see some problems coming. Let me see. The problem is this arch is getting like real sharp. So let's come from this side. Okay, so the bottom of this egg is going to be sitting on a stand. Not saying that to say I don't care how the bottom looks, but this is our bottom. So I'm just, see if that can go over that way. Trying to meet at the top so at least it doesn't look awry. Let's take this. I was trying to do that part, but let's take the fatter part and oops. Okay. I have some to work with. Okay, when I go over it with my roller, I can hide that hopefully, because that's actually the, you know, a peek hole right there of the egg. So let's just keep moving on, keep moving on. I'm gonna have to cut some more strips in a minute, so. So let's cover up this little part right here. And then we're going to work on smoothing it out. I'm just going to cover it with a whole strip like that. Ain't nothing technical over here in my utopia. It just is what it is. It is what it is. But most of the time it is what it is. Turns out beautifully. So here we go. Let me show you this. This is the base that it will sit on. So, you know, it just ends up being a cute little knick-knack. And you can't see it, but that's the base that it's sitting on. So I'm going to pick out one of the colors in here and I'm going to paint this that color. I could cover this with clay, but it's going a little bit too far. And I'm scared that if I cover it with clay, I'll mess up in this little valley right here. I mean, I know better than to fill it, but I just don't want to make any mistakes. I'd rather just paint it. I might give it a little sanding too. So those lines may not be able to be seen because they're kind of flat. I don't fill them. But I'm going to paint this. And that's a cheater's way out. There's nothing wrong with cheating sometimes. So here we are. What I'm going to do is get some of the lines out of it and try to make it look. I don't even mind doing this. You know, I just don't want to do it too hard because it will start to move the lines. So I'll probably, this one is too big. This is my Big Bertha. I'm going to get one of my smaller ones and just work on this for a little while. And let me show you where I'm trying to get to. You see that hole right there? This will take care of that. All I have to do is go over it a couple of times and it will eventually close. And you will never know it was there. You see that? So you see I have lumps and valleys here. I don't know how to show you better, but there's lumps and valleys there, and you're going to see those in several places. Like there's a whole ridge right here. There's a whole ridge right there that I need to get rid of. So that's what I'm going to work on right now. I have a little bit more playing around to do with this, but look how beautiful this has come out. Absolutely beautiful. I love it. I do have, I don't know if you can see, I have some lumps and bumps going on. One of them is bothering me. I'm trying to figure out how to account for it. It's like right here. I don't know if you can see it. I've done everything trying to smooth it down. I'm scared to cut the clay. I mean, I can cut it and try to do that little trick, you know, to cover, but I'm scared to do that because I might mess it up more. That actually kind of made it a little better. But this is where we are. It's not baked, and what I've done is I don't have an acupuncture needle, but I have these needles that I had bought to clean out my printer. The Epson printer that has all the ink wells in them. This is to clean out when you're changing the ink, so it doesn't get clogged up. And it's almost like an acupuncture needle. I mean, it's very small versus this beautiful needle tool from Susan Bailey. I got this when I went to that clay expo. It's a cherished piece. I actually have two of them. But that needle was a little bit too big and it was leaving visible holes. So I have punched through this, and I don't know, you should not be able to see any of the holes that I have in here. But I've punched all around here to try to account for any air. Oh my gosh, I'm hoping and praying that this does not come out of the oven with lumps and bumps. I will still embarrassingly show it to you, even if it comes out with lumps and bumps. But if it comes out with lumps and bumps, that's going to be the end of my video, and we're going to call it a fail, and I will try again. And if it doesn't and it comes out good, I will come back and show it to you after it's baked, if it comes out good or bad. If it's bad, like I said, it'll be the end. If it's good, I'm going to come back, show it to you, and then I'm going to varnish it and paint the little stand all off camera. And I'll come back and show you the final look of it all. Are you ready? Are y'all ready for this? It's still a little warm. It's just out of the oven. And look, no bubbles. No bubbles. It's so pretty. So I am going to varnish it, and I am going to paint this little stand, and I'm going to come back and show you the finished project. I baked it on top of a bed of baking soda. So I didn't lay it down in the oven or anything. I baked it on that bed of baking soda, and I put this parchment paper over the top of it. That was all that I did. I had it on 275, but the storm made the lights go off, and I didn't know how long it had been in there. So I had first put it on 275 for 55 minutes. And it probably maybe had been in there maybe 20-30 minutes and the lights went off. So I put it back in and I raised it to 300 and I put it in for another 30 minutes. I just wanted to pop back in to show you that I'm sanding. I'm sanding it with this 80 grit, and I'm gonna go down to about 600. I'm gonna go 80 maybe and skip all the way to 200 and then 400 and then 6. So I just wanted to come back real quick and show you. I've sanded so much that I sanded a hole into my glove. But here it is. I actually went all the way up to a 2500 grit. We did it. Look at that. It is all varnished, and I sanded it. It's sanded to practically perfect smoothness. Here is the stand. This is still wet. I painted it with Color Shift paint. This is Blue Brilliance, and I added rhinestones around the perimeter of it. It's really cute. It's really cute once it sits in there. It sits like that. Once this dries, I will give you a total picture of it. But look at that, it came out amazing. So thank you for sticking with me through this video and watching me try to correct another fail. This is beautiful and amazing. I am very happy with the outcome of this egg. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section. You know I love speaking back to you guys. I hope you have a wonderful day, and today's actually the 4th of July, so happy 4th. I hope you're having a good time eating and enjoying family on the 4th. Today is the 4th of July. You'll see this after the 4th, so I just hope that you had a wonderful time with family and friends, ate a lot of barbecue, or ate whatever it is you like to eat on the 4th of July that fills you up and makes you happy. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching. Love ya.